All right, Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kodash. All right, double honors to the apostles and elders at GMS. Peace, honor, and respect to you, brothers that's out there laboring, edifying, rightly dividing the word and truth and sincerity. And Shalom to you, believers out there, the Akim Akwa. And I was watching the Apostle Gabar video as well as some other brothers in GMS. And I just want to add my little 2 cents in because this guy Vocab, as you can see the title, he asked Deacon Hakah, how can Jacob and Esau be separate if they are from the same father? The short and skinny answer is because the Heavenly Father can do what he want to do. All right. His power is not limited. So, where you might have a man, have twins and they be the same nation, same lineage, same. Well, the Heavenly Father, he can do what he want to do. He can split up the nations how he want to do it, and that's how he chose to do it in that particular scenario. For his reasons, for prophecy's sake as well. But Vocab, I don't know if he's being antagonistic, and I don't know if he a devil, man. So, I'm pretty sure he understand Genesis 25 and what's that, 23? I'm gonna get it. Where the Lord said what? It's gonna be two nations, two manner of people, meaning separate. All right, but this guy is always trying to come against what the Hebrew Israelites teach. So let's get into it, man. Let's listen to this.
No doubt about that.
And this video is mainly for brothers and sisters who knew you come across his video, or you might even wonder, you might even have this question in sincerity. Okay, but let's play it.
Hebrew Israelites who hold to this are very emphatic in stating that ethnicity and lineage is passed down paternally. It's passed down on the father's side. Okay.
So she doesn't agree that your ethnicity is passed down from your father. So then, even though God,
isn't this funny? Your ethnicity is passed down from your father. What's he talking about in the context here? He's talking about Jacob and Esau. So if your ethnicity is passed down from your father, Hakah, then how come Esau, whose father was the same as Jacob, is some entirely different people from you say? He's talking about twins. They're on the screen. And he's chastising her about ethnicity being passed down from the father. Meanwhile, the context is Jacob and Esau. Do you guys understand the irony here? This is so sad. The audience can't even keep track of one sentence to the next for continuity. They should be catching him on this nonsense nonstop, left and right, but they're too busy being entertained by him. You understand? That's what's going on here. So shout out to the live chat. Got some great people here. Everybody subscribe to the reassembling.
Is that Esau's father is the same man?
First of all, he's actually ignoring what she's saying. You see, he's just doing this. Oh, we're about to crucify her. Like what?
now this is the nail in the feet, and then this word we're done here.
So the question is, if ethnicity is
No, the nails are on the inner feet. We're about to pierce her side with this one.
consistent, that has to work for Esau as well. So the question is, if ethnicity is passed down on the father's side, and if you are what your father is, this is the question: what was the color and the ethnicity of Esau's father? The reasoning on this is going to be kind of tricky because according to their own doctrine, Esau would have inherited his ethnicity and color from his father. But the problem is that Esau's father is the same man as Jacob's father. And so now we have Hebrew Israelites descending from a white man. Okay?
Oh.
All right, so let's number one deal with these women. A lot of them, they don't have understanding. The Lord didn't impart in them understanding. That's why they shouldn't be teaching the scriptures. Well, she's not really teaching. She might try to. She might be. I don't know this lady, but the woman. Vocab Malone. He's the devil. Okay, Deacon Hakah with the cross analogy. That was a bad reference. Let's just get that out the way. That was, like the other brother said, you can tell there's no respect for your house shop. All right. But so she's saying if the father determines the ethnicity, which it does because of the seed. All right, you can check out. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. All right, because if you have two apple seeds and you plant one in China and you plant one in America, those trees are still going to be apples, apple trees. It's not going to change. The woman is similar to the earth. All right, it takes in the seed, it conceals it until it's time for the baby to come out or that plant to come out, and then what? It comes up. It's that Numbers 1. Census of Israel warriors. Let me see. Numbers 1, it says, and the Lord spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai in the tabernacle of the congregation on the first day of the second month in the second year, after they were come out of the land of Egypt, saying, take ye the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel after their families, by the houses of their fathers, by the house of their fathers, and with the number of their names, every male by their poles. Now, why is it by the house of the father? Because the father have the seed. Simple as that. Okay. So I just want to get that out the way. All right. If you have a so-called black man and a so-called Chinese woman, and they make a baby, in this world they'll say that baby's mixed. You're black and Chinese. No, that baby's so-called black. Like Naomi Osaka. Her father is Haitian. Her mother is, I believe, Japanese. She's Haitian. Yes, she has Asian features, so-called Asian features, but she's Haitian. Okay. So now let's deal with it. Because what I really want to deal with first is, let's say Vocab Malone don't understand, and this lady don't understand either. She genuinely don't understand. Vocab, I'm on the fence about him understanding, but he's always trying to make an argument for the Edomites. And I believe he's an Edomite. I just believe he had those Edomite characteristics about him, how he slither around like a serpent. So let's just go here to Ecclesiastes, also known as Sirach, chapter 39, and verse 24. What do it say? It says, as his ways are plain unto the holy. All right, his Lord ways, as far as the wisdom, knowledge, and getting an understanding of the scriptures, are plain into the holy. So are they stumbling blocks into the wicked. Yeah, so this woman right here, she don't get it, because she probably wicked as all hell. And we know this nigga right here wicked as all hell. So it's stumbling blocks for both of them in the first place. That's why she don't understand it. All right. So let's go from there to wisdom of Solomon. Yeah, that's a stumbling block when the Lord said two manner of people. They don't get it. Obviously, she don't get it. Genesis 25 and 23. Wisdom of Solomon 7, verse 24. It says, for wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passeth and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness. For she is the breath of the power of the Most High, and a pure influence flowing from glory of the Almighty. Therefore can no defiled thing fall into her. Yeah. So Vocab Malone, he don't have the true understanding of the scriptures, because he's wicked and defiled. And she as well, and anybody else that can't understand it, because it's plain to all of us. It's plain that the Lord said, look, these are two manner of people and two nations. Okay, that's plain. Let's go here. The Vocab can't get these mysteries, and she can't get them either. What did the Lord say? Let's start at Matthew 13, starting at verse 10. And the disciples came unto him and said, why speakest thou unto them in parables? And he answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mystery. Yeah, it's given unto the elect, really. But right now we're the hopeful elect, but the elect will get it. All right. Okay, and you will have even some of the elect that won't get it, because you got brothers that was in the truth and fell out, sisters that was in the truth and fall out. All right. But for the most part, the elect is going to get it. They're going to get the mysteries. They're going to get everything that's being taught to them. All right, so it's given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. Yeah, it's not given to Vocab to know the mysteries. That's why he can't understand that Jacob and Esau thing. That's why he can't understand that the Edomites and the rest of these nations is going into captivity. Just like her, she can't understand that the seed come from the Father. And she probably can't understand all the rest of the teachings of the Hebrew Israelites. And she's coming up against that. So it's given unto the Lord's chosen. It's given to the very few. Okay? So now when you get into, matter of fact, let's get this. Isaiah 45, starting at verse 7, it says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all things. The Lord do all of this. He creates all of these things. It's not out of his realm to be able to separate two seeds, separate the seed in a woman's belly, in a woman's womb, and create and make two people, two nations. Drop down, ye heavens from above, and let the sides pour down righteousness. Let the earth open, and let them bring forth salvation, and let the righteousness spring up together. I, the Lord, have created it. Woe unto him that striveth with his maker. All right. We see a lot of we see Esau doing this. He's striving with his maker. Let the potsherd strive with the potsherds of the earth. Shall the clay say unto him that fashioneth, what makest thou, or thy work? He have no hands. All right, so the Lord is like, who are you to ask, what do I do? What am I doing? Vocab, this lady, who are you? Who are y'all to ask? Who are y'all to question them? Y'all questioning the Israelites, but really you questioning the Most High, because you saying that by your questioning and your questioning, which again he's always being a slithering around, but she's genuinely asking out of ignorance. Okay, who are you to question? Who are you to put limitations on the Heavenly Father? Is what I'm saying. So now let's go. This is gonna be quick. When you go here to Genesis, the 25th chapter, let's just get it. Starting at verse 22, it says, and the children struggled together within her. So from the beginning, the so-called black man and the so-called white man always struggle. That's why it's always, we've been enemies. Okay, we've been enemies from the very beginning. This is why you see what has transpired all the way up today. So, and the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. Yeah, so they struggled again. You can have cool, you go to work and Brad, you cool with him, you might have grew up with somebody so-called white, you cool with him, but as nations, we enemies. The average white person, and the average white, so-called white person is going to be that struggle. It's always going to be that enmity. Okay? No matter how many smile at you at work, you never know how many going behind closed doors and calling you a nigger or saying this and that about you. Even us so-called black people, we talk. So it's always been that struggle, man. So she went to inquire of the Lord, verse 23, and the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb. Vocab. The lady who's asking the question, 2 nations, meaning 2 separate nations, and 2 manner of people shall be separate from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And we already know the so-called black race is stronger than the so-called white race. All right, look at sports and entertainment. We're spiritually stronger, mentally stronger, and physically stronger. Everybody knows it. Even the so-called white man knows it. Even his woman knows that. Okay? The so-called white woman, she knows it. They might not admit it, but she knows it. Okay? 2 manner of people. Like brothers are saying, so-called black people, we like our steak cooked. They like their steak rare. 2 manner of people. Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents, meaning when you look at Jake, they chilling, man. They be at the crib, they be on the porch in their car banging music, they walking around, they doing in the neighborhood. Esau, they like to climb rocks, they like to go out and hunt. They like to do things that they like skiing. And two manner of people, two different nations, man. How we go about our business a lot of times. Even though we have similarity, we have a lot of differences. So it's two manner of people. Jacob, whose names was changed to Israel, begat the Israelites, the father of the Israelites. Esau is what? He is the father of the Edomites. Let's see. I was looking at these other translations, right? When you go to, oh, they ain't got the AMP in here. AMP on my phone. Oh, here we go. The Lord said unto her, the founders, the founders of two nations. When you go into a founder, you know, a CFO, a CEO, something like that, he's the one who birthed the company. All right. So the progenitors basically of two nations are in your womb. And the separation of two nations has begun in your body. That's why, sister, that's the answer to that question. That's why Vocab alone. The Lord is telling you, look, I separated these two. It's not going to be two of the same. All right. The Lord can do whatever he wants, man. All right. So that's why. That's the short and skinny, man. Okay, you can't question that and come up with your own ideologies and philosophies. Well, Esau ain't the same, because he's not. All right. The Israelites came from Jacob and Edom. Now these, Genesis 36:1, it says what? Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom, right? And we know that the Israelites are not Edomites and the Edomites are not Israelites. So they were separate. Esau came out of Isaac loins, but he was a separate nation. He's the progenitor of the Edomites. And Jacob came out of the loins of Isaac. And guess what? He's the progenitor of the Israelites. That's simple, short and simple. Now let's get this. Let's go to Genesis, the 19th chapter. Let's start at verse 30. What do it say? It says, and Lot went up out of Zoar and dwelt in the mountain, and his two daughters with him, for he feared to dwell in Zoar. And he dwelt in a cave, he and his two daughters. And the firstborn said unto the younger, our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. All right. Now check this scenario out. Okay. This is a whole nother scenario. And they made their father drink wine that night. This is a whole nother scenario that they end up with basically the same results. And the firstborn went in and lay with her father, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. And it came to pass on the morrow that the firstborn said unto the younger, behold, I lay yesternight with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night also, and go thou in and lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. And they made their father drink wine that night also. And the younger arose and lay with him, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. Thus were both daughters of Lot with child by their father. All right. And the firstborn bare a son, and called his name Moab. The same is the father of the Moabites unto this day. And the younger, she also bare a son, and called his name Ben-Ammi. The same is the father of the children of Ammon unto this day. So the Ammonites and the Moabites are two separate nations, right? Vocab, all right, sister, and anybody else? But they came from the same father, Lot. All right, Lot bare Moab and Ammon. But guess what? There are two separate nations. Why is that? Because the Lord split them up. The Lord wanted to split those nations up through one man, through the loins of one man. It's sort of the same with Isaac and Rebekah. All right. So um, Isaac, his seed went into his wife, went into Rebekah. She bare two nations. Lot's seed went into his daughters, the first and the second. And normally, if you sleep with two women, guess what? They're gonna be the same ethnicity. If I have a black woman here and a white woman here, both of my kids are gonna be Israelites. All right. But in this case, these are two separate nations. All right. You're not gonna call these the Lotites. All right. Or they both Moabites, or they both Ammonites. No. Moab and Ammon till this day. All right. So that's basically all I had. I just wanted to present this to specifically for newer brothers and sisters who come into the walk. They might have questions. They might come across this video. They might be wondering. They might be reading and studying and wondering what she's wondering. The truth and sincerity. Well, there you have it. The Lord, basically, he can do what he wants. He split it up for prophecy's sake and for his sake to do what he will. Okay. The Lord ways are higher than our ways. There's some things you just don't understand. It's not good to try to search and seek them out and question them. Okay. But it is what it is. Esau is not the same as the Israelites, even though they come out of the same father, just as well as Ammon and Moab are two different nations, but they come out of the same father. All right. So, Lord willing, this is edifying to the next lesson. Shalom.